Okay, so in this video I'm going to start talking about symmetry, but I'm going to start talking about symmetry from the aspect of the Cartesian plane, XY coordinates system. So before we do that, so this is college algebra. So this is stuff that we've all learned in algebra of when we talk about symmetry. Symmetry with respect to the y-axis, symmetry with respect to the x-axis, symmetry with respect to the origin. Okay, now typically we can test for all three of those, but typically we're only interested in the symmetric with respect to the y-axis and the origin because those are what functions will exhibit. So again, we're talking about functions, right? So as a little bit of review, we know that if f of negative x is equal to x for all x in the domain of the function, right? Then what? Then f of x is what? Even. Which means that it's symmetric, or excuse me, it's symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Okay. Similarly, if f of negative x equals the opposite, or the negative of f of x for all x in the domain, of f of x, then similarly f of x is odd, which means it's symmetric with respect to the origin. Okay, which means you can rotate it, you can rotate the graph of the function 180 degrees and you'll get the exact same graph. Okay, just like here being even, and which means that it's symmetric with respect to the y-axis, means that you can flip it across the y-axis and you get the exact same graph. Okay, so if you're thinking graphically, that's what's going on here. Okay, so similarly, we can do, in polar coordinates, we can do something similar to this to show symmetry. Okay, and so that's what we're going to talk about next, is how do we show symmetry by using polar coordinates in the polar coordinate system. And so that's what I'm going to do next. Is the next video is I'm going to lay out the steps of how we do that, and then what I'm going to do is give you examples of certain graphs, like for example cardioids, limacons, roses, and things like that that have these types of symmetry. Okay, so we'll do that next time. Have a great day.